Hello, SLAPAFISH community, and welcome back to another World Tanks Concept video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the FV4005, which is actually one of the tanks that is getting a premium bonus. Basically, every tank in this tank line, in the 4005 tank line, you will be getting a premium bonus from. Basically, you will be getting more silver and more XP every single battle. So it's a pretty good time to grind out a single line, like 4005 line. So let's talk about the 4005, how I have mine loaded out and how I would load it out. Recommend how to load it out. So basically, I have the enhanced target info, the advanced concealment, the advanced gunling drive, and the advanced reload. The advanced reloads is so you can switch between your three main shells, AP, hash, and regular high explosive, and I'll go into more detail later. Now my commander is Born Leader, Rapid Loading, Sixth Sense, Green Thumb, Silent Driving, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, and Steady Aim. Now, so I have the advanced reload because of what this gun is. It's basically AP, you load AP to high penetration for 1,150 damage. You load your hash rounds, which is your middle round, for lower penetration and ow, I just got hit by artillery for a lot. Which also shows you the survivability of this tank. Low penetrating, high explosive round from our artillery, and that's a bat chat 155 artillery, not the highest on damage or penetration, and it still hit me hard because I have a giant turret that has 14 millimeters of armor. So yeah, everything's going to go through it. So anyway, like I was saying, the hash rounds, when you want to do 1,450 damage with 240 millimeters of penetration, so that's always really nice to do. Basically, you load hash when you know you can penetrate the armor without shooting space armor, and you do maximum amount of damage. Now, I actually have 4 high explosive rounds loaded on this tank. Before, you would have never load the regular high explosive on this tank because hash was just so much better. But since the 4005 got a nerf to its hash rounds from 1750 to alpha to 1450, but it got more rounds on the tank. And yeah, which lowered the hash rounds damage down to the high explosive rounds damage. So both rounds were 1450. Then Wargaming actually buffed the high explosive damage from 1450 to 1650. So now, if you know you can penetrate the armor with the regular high explosive round, I usually just fire it like a Waffen Traeger E100, another 4005, a lightly armored tank like the Tron that's over there, and stuff like that. So, also in this match is going to be a little bit weird. I have pushed up pretty dang aggressive in my 4005. And I'm going to be using the river on Erlenberg to my advantage. And you could definitely do this in pretty much any tank. Not a Vanguard, because you would more likely drown in a Vanguard or any little tank. Now, here's a Tron. Didn't have really any time to like switch rounds, but I nearly nearly took out the Tron. Did like 1488 damage, and something just hit me with a high explosive round because you could see the like splash off when it hit my tank. So now I'm down to 224 hit points. I've done nearly 3,000 damage, but now there's a couple of things keeping me alive. One of how I'm like positioning myself. I'm keeping myself low in the riverbed and stuff like that. And also the concealment I have is keeping me undetected as long as possible. Because 4005 has terrible concealment. It's one of the worst concealments in the game. But I've loaded out my concealment so I can have really good concealment, well, for the 4005, and just be undetected. Because the 4005 has absolutely no armor. You're a giant tank with no armor. So your best survivability thing is staying undetected. Now, your concealment sucks. Yes. So I was like, okay, let me just buff up the concealment. Just stay alive a lot longer than most of my tanks around me. And there's many times where I could be sitting on a hill and other tanks that have way better concealment than me will get spotted way before I do. Which is kind of funny. I'd be like, haha, I'm up here on this hill. You're up here on this hill too. I'm not detected, you are. So nice, I put a nice shot. That tiger? Yeah, tiger. So anyway. Also, the 4005 is my second most played tank in the entire game. First is the IS-4, obviously, with like 1,300 battles, I think it is. I'm currently looking up that stat. So yeah. Basically played the 4005 for a very, very long time. Now, my IS-4 has 1,342 battles. My 4005 has 1,046 battles. So, yes, my second most placed tank. My Chaffee is my third with nearly 1,000 battles. Then it just completely drops off. So, you understand my three favorite tanks. Chaffee, IS-4, and then the 4005. Because I love what the 4005 can do. If you put your shell in right, you pick what shell you're using, and you relocate, and you fire when you have the chance to put in the perfect shell. And right here, I'm pretty much being a distraction for my team. The enemy team actually is focusing on me. And I'm also trying to push over here to try to get more shots. Also, I think both artilleries actually focusing me because one of the artilleries actually hit like a pile of rubble off the riverbed and somebody blind fired. So I was waiting to go undetected so I could push across. And also I'm trying to come up here and not drown. Wish I had my swimming lessons back so I can actually do this stay underwater for a lot longer. But it's fine. I can make the 10 seconds work. So basically, at this point, I'm trying to come up with a plan. I need to go undetected while also avoiding spots. Random shots that are coming after me. And there's both artillery that fired. So, okay. I'm undetected. I'm going to go low in the water so I can stay below the ridge line. Reposition to another spot so I can get a shot off and spot off the enemy team. Also, I just spotted the artillery. So I'm actually going to come up here and try to shoot this artillery, try to kill him. See, the Lorraine 40T was actually behind cover. Artillery fired and actually missed me. So now the artillery is knocked out. So I've done 5,045 damage. And my commander is actually kind of freaking out because I keep going in water, out of water, in water, out of water, in water, out of water. Now, I'm trying to think of a new location. Basically, right here, I'm just trying to explore locations. In the riverbed. New spots, new locations. It's always really nice to do that. And, yeah. 4005 is just all about the gun. And if you can stay hidden, you work. But remember, you're a giant target. Even though I was in the riverbed, the Tron actually did find a shot off on me. So yeah, that was a draw on Erlenberg because it went to 15 minutes. Nobody managed to capture the base. So that's it for this video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Also remember SLAPAFISH because why would you not? And peace out. See ya.